Hey guys, Kamu here. So many of you guys asked me if I could write something like a mini guide on monsters or make a short video. So here it is. Basically, this type of deck, right? It is really good in the mirror against Scoia'tael, and it does really well against Northern Realms. But against monsters, it's only meh, right? For example, I have around 50% win rate when I'm playing against the players on my level, against monsters, and much higher win rates against all the other guys. And if you want to push the win rate against monsters, we actually have to exchange some cards. So what I mean by that is that we have to get rid of all the Ren warriors, right? Of all the big ones, and not in one round, but forever. So we actually have to include Scourge instead of Aeromancy. And if we do that, this will punish all the other matchups by a large amount, and especially against Scoia'tael. So if we should do against because of Scoia'tael is actually, if we include Scourge, we include the little brother, which is the Yevon. But as you can see, we have to remove one silver card, and this is staple. Roach is of course staple, the Operator 2 and Rubio 2. So the only thing that's left is Cyprian Wiley. And while many people think Cyprian Wiley is really good against monsters, I'm not so sure about that actually, because usually right now monster players, they are playing Double Cross and they playing King of Beggars, and so some of them, they even keep 2 Neckers in their starting hand because they prepare for Wiley. And so usually monster players right now, when they are prepared for Wiley, and because they are prepared for Wiley, they usually get their Neckers off anyway and get them out of the deck. And so I think the Wiley is some kind of overrated right now, and we can remove it. And then we should play Yevon, right? And if we play Scourge, we also can play the Smugglers. So we have to remove the Smugglers and include something else. And what I recommend is not the dwarves, but the archers. And the reason for that is because they are of 5 base strengths. So what you do is he plays the crowns and you hit the Brewers, right? The 8-1. So it gets to 5 health. And so he can't play a Ren warrior or a Behemoth because you can Scourge it. And therefore you play these 2. And also, you can see it here. This is also a new include, which I think is, it was Saskia before, but I think against monsters, we really should hate these Behemoth and these Ren warriors. And that's why I think that we should remove Saskia and play Jorvin instead. And the last change that I would make to increase the chances against monsters is actually I would exclude Lacerate and include another Azur's Thunder. And the reason for that being is because right now many people they copy Life Coach's monster deck or some kind of other monster decks that don't play Arakas, and so that's -4 Lacerate. And if you think about it, with this Azur's Thunder, what you really do is you prevent Arakas from existing anyway. So it's like killing Arakas because you kill the Behemoth or the Ren warriors. And so it basically does the same, but you don't have the problem that sometimes where you pull Lacerate with your mercenaries, that you really get only like 3 damage on 1 minion, which is pretty bad. And so this is a deck that I would use against monsters if I hit a lot of monsters, but again, this is much weaker against Northern Realms, and I think it's a little bit weaker against Scoia'tael. So as I said, you have to balance out, you have to know what you play against and then take accordingly, because the core stays the same, right? The Operator, the Moran, the Roach, Siri, Eglaze and Milva, etc. But there are a few cards that you have to change to push these few percentages. So yeah, this is my tip for you. If you play a lot of monsters, use this deck instead. The rules apply the same, except for, let me give you one tip against monsters. Don't try to buff Teruvial. Try to buff the Sappers instead. Because if they have a huge carryover because of their fraction passive, you might not get the Teruvial out. Because he passes too early. And then we want these Sappers. So buff these Sappers. And the second tip I would give you against monsters is never play the combo in round 1 or round 2. And the reason for that being is because if you play Moran in round 1 or 2, he can resurrect it with Caretaker and he will crush you in round 3. So don't play the combo in round 2 or 1 and buff the Sapper and play this deck and you should be fine against monsters. So if you like it, please leave a like. Please leave tips in the comments if you have some for them. If you want more guides, maybe you want this deck against, I don't know, maybe against Scoia'tael, then please leave it in the comments. So that was from my side. Thank you for watching and bye bye.